object we will build just in one video is the latch or blocker that's being attached to the cabinet frame. If I measure it, you don't see it right now, but I'm just going to tell you the measurements. It's 39 by 20. So let's say 40 by 20. Okay, good. So we will go to top view. We will create a sketch on the top plane, and then we will select a rectangle from the center, and then we set 20 high and 40 millimeters wide. Very good. That whole object has 2 drill holes. So we will create 2 circles, one here and one there. Each circle we make 4 millimeters diameter. The other circle I don't dimension. I simply say this circle be equal to that circle, and that adjusts already the dimension. I could also have linked the dimensions. This was a different, nicer way, because I only see this dimension one time. I don't have the reference dimension on the right side. 2.5 from the left edge and 4.5 from the top edge. Okay, so we press D to do a dimension, right click and say tangent. Tangent from this edge to there, please be 4 millimeters, and right click tangent, this arc tangent to there, 2.5. I think it was, wasn't it? 2.5 by 4.5. Okay, 4.5. So how do we do the same here? So in that case, actually, we have to do the dimensions, at least tangent from here to here. And I copy this dimension. Very good. The height, I could copy the same, or I just simplify this and say hue to hue. There, bring this over. Very good. Okay, so that's one way how to do this. In class yesterday, it was brought up, well, how do we do mirror actually inside the sketch? I can show you this too. I will draw a line on the grid along the X line, the Y line. And then I make sure that this point is vertically aligned to the center point. So this line is really at the center. And then I could go mirror and say this circle, a mirror along here, there. Boom. It does it. Works pretty good. A third way how to do this, including this line, is just make a circle. Yeah. And then I say symmetry, U symmetry to this. And essentially, you see it's the same result as the mirror. And the mirror command does make a copy of this to there, and then it adds the symmetry constraints. So you see the symmetry is actually even faster. We just need to have this extra line. And to make sure this line is not confusing, we can just press X to make it a dashed line. Cool. Okay, so there is a small spacer 1 millimeter below. So I can click this 1 millimeter, whoops, minus, scroll down. Very good. Say height. And I could now add 2 millimeters on top. And then on this face, I would have to create the next sketch, which is something I could do, but I don't really want to do it. So I will undo my step till the first one. And this one now I make -2. I go extrude. Now instead of F the sketch, I simply select this face and say -1. Whoops, okay, 1 in this case, and say add new body. So you see from the lower face, we're actually extruding it down. Very good. These edges should be rounded. This is maybe a good exercise today in switching forward and backwards in the timeline. I could select all these edges and round them. I could also make it a little bit easier for myself and say I go to here in the timeline, then I round these 4 edges by 3 millimeters because the extrusion should, but does not. Naughty, naughty fusion. So one time right click and edit, refresh it, and there it is. So you see that this way it just copied the fillets. If we go to here and say edit and say now make this 4 millimeters, you see then the next extrusion copies it. Pretty cool. Okay, so on top here we have another object that goes up. I will measure it. That's 20 wide and it is 7.5 deep. Okay, so edit, put this into the sketch. I just make myself 2 lines there. Very good. So we set this should be 7.5 and these 2 points dimension should be 20. I have here perpendicular constraints, which I hate because I don't know perpendicular to what. Since everything is aligned horizontally, vertically, here I will set this to horizontal vertical constraints. Very good. Now I need to center everything. I can add a point on this line's midpoint and then say this point be vertically constrained to the sketch center. Now that thing is perfectly centered. Very good. This face now I can extrude up by 3.5 millimeters. Okay. Then I will add a drawing or sketch on this face or the other face. Is up to you to decide. And I'm just measuring something here, 4.5. I will draw myself a line this way and a line this way to this endpoint. And then this here, these 2 points are 4.5. And the tiny detail in there, how much is that? I don't know, but I can measure from the front to there, 7 millimeters. So dimension, this one to there is 7 millimeters. Very good. Does it look close? Yeah, it looks pretty close. Okay, cool. Now, these 2 things here we can simply extrude and cut out. Very good. Now on this face, which is now rotated, I would like to draw another sketch, but I don't have that vertical face anymore. So I will go back 1 step, do then a sketch here. I will project in this edge and this edge. I will hide the rest for the moment, also these sketches. And I need to draw a line from there to there, and then a line up, left, and down, up, left, and down. And that's it. Very good. Let's do some basic measurements. 4.25. The whole distance inside is 6. Everybody probably is saying right now, man, fusion is so much easier than whatever. Well, this is also a very simple object. but it's true. In some areas, Fusion is pretty fantastic. It's always good to know more than one application so you can switch between them. You use essentially not the application, you use the tools inside these applications. So there we have all our dimensions. Very nice. Stop sketch. Show our object. Then we can go to there. You see now that part is cut, but we still have these faces. Whoops, I did not measure actually the height. Wah, wah, wah. So let's see, what's the top part? Maybe 2 millimeters. So dimension this point to there, that should be 2. And horizontally aligned this point to there. So these two rectangles are at the same height. Very good. And then these two we just push into that surface by a distance of 8. No, that's too much. 5 millimeters, so -5. Cling. Hide all this. There we are. We can press A for the material, put the white on there, and then the matte on there. And there we are. Finished the part. We could round these edges too and adjust everything a little bit. For the 3D printing, what we do, these are so fine details, it wouldn't really make much of a difference. Maybe for a rendering purpose, we could give these edges tiny details, kind of like there and there. And let's say 0.25. And this one, 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 this one. What about those here? Yeah, so we get some interesting craziness there that is quite to be expected. So that's all pretty okay, and they're very good. Boom, done. We can save it and call this safety first blocker or bracket latch, whatever. Done.